were talking about child-headed households before the break, and our guest chef this week has personal experience of being in this situation.
When Kevin Joseph and his siblings were orphaned, he and his sister were the youngest, but it became their job to cook for the 4 older ones who were studying or working.
He's gone on to become a culinary champion, and he'll be sharing some of his secrets with us today.
Kevin's father was a pastry chef for a biscuit company, so he practically grew up in the kitchen. Later on, he became a master gunner in the South African Navy, and this is where his basic chef's training began. Since then, he has accumulated a wealth of hands-on experience at leading hotels around the world, including the Michelin-starred Tamarind and Claridge's restaurants in London.
A young Kevin started off in a place not knowing where it would lead him. Years later, he looks back and wonders how so much has changed in a blink of an eye. Today, he's the executive chef at one of South Africa's 5-star luxury establishments, the Oyster Box Hotel. When Kevin invited me to join him and his family for a Father's Day lunch, it was an offer I couldn't refuse.
Hi, welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you so
Come
much.
through.
Kevin, everything here looks really amazing. Take me through this.
Basically what we're going to be having for lunch today is a rolled leg of lamb. We've just sealed it off in the oven now, and we're going to put that onto the braai outside. And that's stuffed with prawn and basmati rice. We've got some corn on the cob, some German sausages, and that we're going to have with a few different mustards, so we're going to try and see the flavor coming through on that. And yeah, I've got something that I haven't tried this before, so it's the first time. I'm butter poaching these langoustines, and then we're going to smoke it.
I've never had butter poached langos before, so I'm ready to get my hands dirty.
Kevin's cooking style is simple and rustic. He loves the outdoors and a Sunday braai with the
Give
family.
me that. Perfect. Place that on the side. So what we're going to do is now just get this out of here. And we want to keep some of that liquid because we're going to baste it a little later.
Kevin, you work with food all day, every day.
Yep, and I love food.
Is it your love for food that inspired you to become a chef, or what is it?
Well, it's not really the love for food. I mean, I do love food, but it's more what I see coming out of food. And it's amazing. I mean, you prepare a good meal for someone and it instantly makes them happy.
What are some of your favorite items to work with?
Oysters, obviously, number one. I've created an oyster Bloody Mary before. I've created a dish for Princess Charlene with cooked oysters. So there's so many ways that you can use oysters. But beside oysters, I love seafood. I really enjoy cooking with seafood, although I enjoy eating meat at home. But the most creative, I'd say, is definitely one of the things that I did a couple of years back was do the menu for Princess Charlene's wedding.
So what was on the menu?
One of the dishes we did there was the oysters for Princess Charlene, and we actually called it Oysters Charlene. And it was cooked with brown lentils. So it was dal makhni basically with creamed spinach and boerenkaas, which is a South African cheese. I try and change my menus as and when, I know this is the wrong word, but as and when I please. But what influences the changes are obviously seasonality, that's very important for us. But also just, what's happening around the world.
What advice would you have for young ones who do want to get into the field?
It's not all roses. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of sweating. It's a lot of hours that are involved. And you definitely have to have a passion.
Now, with all the food shows on television, do you feel that your diners have become a lot more knowledgeable?
People have definitely become knowledgeable in the sense that they know what they want now, and if you don't produce good quality, you are going to get told off, basically. So I think we can close this up now, get into the kitchen and get going with the rest of the dishes.
Yes.
Excellent. After you. And there's my younger son, Jude.
Hi, Jude.
As you can see, the true chef in the family, so he started seasoning the steaks already for us. That's my wife, Shakila, and that's my son, Aiden.
Hi guys, I'm Kajal.
Hello.
Kevin, was your culinary journey one of choice?
Not really, no. I actually always wanted to be a fireman, actually. Started off waiting at a restaurant, and while waiting, after about 2 or 3 weeks, the chef got sick, and I offered to assist, and that's what I'm doing now.
You're a dad of 2. Would you like both of them or maybe one of them to follow in your footsteps?
I'm not sure if I'd want them to follow in my footsteps. I think I'd leave the decision up to them. If they wanted to, I'd obviously assist as much as possible.
You went through a few challenges from an early age. How did your family react and hold it all together?
One of the challenges that we had to deal with was we lost my parents when I was quite young. You know, love obviously played a big important role for us, loyalty to each other and just natural caring where everyone just wanted to take care of each other, and we've now progressed to a family of normal beings.
Have you always been career focused or have things changed?
Never. That's never been me. My big break came in when my wife introduced me to the chef of the Royal Hotel just before we had gotten married. And from there's been no path that's just flowed into where I am now.
On that note, I'm really looking forward to our lunch. I'm very excited about trying all these delicious things.
Good, we're gonna get this in the microwave, start cooking, and we are ready for lunch.
Great.
So steak, Diane, it's fillet steak. Because it's a mushroom flavored dish, we're using truffle oil. Just gonna brown that meat. All you want to do literally is just seal the meat on the outside. Yeah, because it's gonna cook when you make the sauce. All the liquids come out in the pan. So instead of having other flavors, you've got the natural flavor in the pan and you're gonna cook with that. Okay, so now that we've sealed it, we actually take the meat out. We're gonna throw some chopped garlic, chives, and a nice helping of butter.
If you're in the food business, says Kevin, you've got to get your creative juices going, and the best approach is to think on your feet. Kevin is a great believer of cooking on the go and inventing dishes based on the fresh ingredients in front of you. Home style, warm and friendly is Kevin's approach to cooking. However, it's important to pay attention to ingredient selection, preparation techniques and timing.
All right, so you ready?
Ready? That's it?
That's it. Now we leave it to stand for about 5 minutes and it gets the flavor of that, but not overpoweringly. Just a mild flavor to it. I think we're ready for lunch.
Kevin loves to cook for his family, particularly for his 2 sons, who are his toughest critics and biggest fans. He firmly believes in generous portions and gets immense pleasure from people enjoying his food.
It's awesome. The boys now have something for you. A huge surprise.
Surprise!
Whoa, surprise to me. I love surprises. So let's see. And my boys signed it as well inside. All my favorite stuff.
That's a really good present.
That is a good present, isn't it? Thank you so much, guys.
What a privilege it is to have the man himself prepare a meal and invite me to join him and his family for Father's Day. Kevin, thank you so much. Everything looks and smells and tastes delicious. And we'd like to wish you a happy Father's Day.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks, boys.